Well, it's a grey old morning to be out for a ride. The forecast has been very variable. At one point it was predicting like an awful lot of rain, and I'd already made up in my mind that I wouldn't be going for a ride this morning. It was very dark and grey when I got up. Yeah, it wasn't actually raining, but I thought I'd just wait it out for a little bit. So yeah, made myself a coffee and did a few other things and waited to see what the weather would do. Anyway, it hasn't rained, so it's still very overcast and quite threatening looking, but I thought, let's go. About an hour later, leaving than what I normally would be, but that's okay. It's good to be out pedalling. I have a destination in mind for the coffee. Since I've already had one at home, by the time I have that one, I'll be well and truly caffeinated. But that's good. All right. Oh, a little bit puff this morning. Maybe that's because last weekend I only got the one ride in, and I haven't done a ride since. And even though I've been to the gym, I reckon you lose your cycling fitness rather quickly. Anyway, it's all good. So, take this bikeway, we'll cut through the city and then through the gardens, back over another bridge and around further for where I'll get my coffee, which I'm really looking forward to. All right, let's carry on. I think this morning's ride is just an example of, obviously depending on what you're intending to do if you ride, but an example of needing to be flexible with your cycling plans. I had no requirement to be anywhere by a particular time or anything like that, so very easy for me to be flexible, hence the waiting to see what the weather was going to do and leaving an hour later than what I normally would. Okay, about to hit the Goodwool Bridge. Better not speed. There's been some footage during the week of police out with speed guns checking cyclists on a couple of bridges here in Brisbane. Alright, I obeyed the cycle speed limit that I think is what it is on the Goodwool Bridge. But what actually annoys me, and yes, I know you get some cyclists who at times will bike in pedestrian only lanes and what have you, and I acknowledge that. But what really annoys me, and it happened last week too, but on a different bridge, is pedestrians and walkers who walk or run in clearly designated cycle lanes when there's actually clearly designated pedestrian and runners lanes. And even worse, when they're in a group and span the entire width of the cycle lanes. And some, even worse, you ring your bell and they don't even acknowledge it or move. So that's something that really pisses me off. But like I said, you get some cyclists who do the wrong thing as well, so there you go. But it is annoying. If everyone stuck to where they're meant to be, I'm sure some of the problems and anger to one or the other wouldn't be as prevalent. Anyway, that's my little rant. Right, cutting through the gardens, gonna head up over the Kangaroo Point Bridge now. I felt a spit of rain coming up this bridge. Hopefully it doesn't turn into anything. I know people doing the forecast do their best and what have you, and easy for me to say, but it's a pity they couldn't be a bit better with their predictions. Never mind, let's carry on. Alright, I've had to take the sunnies off now. The spits of rain are a bit more heavier and frequent, so yeah, they're hard to see when your glasses are just covered in water, and these particular glasses, which were cheap, don't repel the water very well. So there you go. Anyway, carry on along here. So where I'm actually heading is Chemistry Coffee in Hawthorn on the way to Bulimba there. Been there a few times. Very good coffee, so highly recommend. Yeah, so let's carry on. Alright, gone past slightly the path through the park to get to Chemistry Coffee, but I was enjoying the downhill on Hawthorn Road from Wynnum Road down Hawthorn Road. So I wanted to ride that most of the way before I made my turn, and I'm sure those of you who watch my videos and are familiar with the bit of road I'm talking about will know what I mean. So now I am taking this path through the park, which just about takes me out opposite the Chemistry Coffee. So almost there. Alright, I'll sit here in the park and have my coffee. Nice. Look. Yum. Good coffee. So this is a large cappuccino. I always drink cappuccinos. But actually from the Chemistry Coffee, this isn't bad actually. This is $5.70, which compared to what some places charge for a coffee this size, I think is pretty reasonable in this day and age. So yeah, and you get a couple of M&Ms. Yum. So yeah, just going to sit here and have this coffee. I can see, I'm actually under shelter, which is good because I can actually see that the spitty rain is back. So yeah, crazy weather. I'm glad that I have got out though, because like I said, last weekend I only managed to get one ride in, and the forecast tomorrow, or at least at this stage, is for rain when I normally go riding. And yeah, I know some people bike in the rain, but having come off once after some rain and, you know, just over a year ago and broken some fingers in my hand and what have you, I'm very wary about riding when it's raining or straight after rain, you know, when it can be slippery. So just got to be careful, right? Whatever you're comfortable doing. I do have a day off from work at the end of next week, which I'm really looking forward to. Fingers crossed the forecast is good, because I'll be going out early that morning and intend to do a fairly long ride somewhere. I haven't actually decided where I'll bike to yet, and maybe I'll just decide on the day, who knows. But yeah, so that if everything pans out with the weather, I should be able to get a ride in that day, and then my usual 2 weekend rides, so 3 rides in a row, which would be good. Alright, thanks very much for watching. Like I said, I'm going to sit here and enjoy this coffee. Hopefully the spitty rain stops. Do subscribe to the channel. At the time of recording this video, I'm at 249 subscribers, so it'd be nice to get to 250 with this video and obviously beyond. Also give it a like, because that really helps, and we'll catch you next time. Bye.